This West Coast to East Coast and vice versa thing is absolutely ridiculous. Can we just go back to some normalcy and the Atlantic Coast Conference be filled with teams that I don't know are on the Atlantic Coast?
You don't want none! You don't want none!
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? It is your favorite North Carolinian, Russ, the Tar Heel, and in this huddle, baby, we're going to discuss the 8-8 Cal Golden Bears making the cross-country venture out to Tobacco Road to take on the 11-6 North Carolina Tar Heels on January 15th at 7 p.m. on the ACC Network in another ACC battle. Shout out to the Huddle Hooligans for all that they do. It's only $4.99 a month, man, and you can get exclusive access to the Tar Heel Huddle Discord, which is a really good group of guys that discuss all things Carolina football and basketball on a more personal, intimate level. It's going to be a little bit more deeper than what you're going to get in the regular chat. Now, live reaction and watch party, 7 p.m. on Wednesday the 15th. Come hang out with your boys. We show these San Franciscans how we do on the East Coast, man. And without further ado, let's start this thing off by taking a look at the ACC standings. And we can see that Puke is still at top, 6-0 in the conference, followed by Louisville and Clemson at 5-1, Wake Forest and North Carolina at 4-1, Pitt, SMU, and Stanford at 3-2, LOL State, Florida State, Syracuse, and Virginia Tech at 2-3, Georgia Tech and Notre Dame at 2-4, Cal, Virginia at 1-4, BC is at 1-5, and Miami is pulling up the rear at 0-5. The Cal Bears are coming off of a 71-68 loss to Virginia Tech and Berkeley, in which they actually came back from a 22-point deficit, only to have Andre Stojakovic's 3 attempt rim out with 2 seconds remaining to end the game. They literally almost came back in that daggone ball game. The Cal Bears are led by head coach Mark Madsen, who has a 20-26 record at Cal in his second year. That's only good for a .435 winning percentage. Not very good at all, if you ask me. Well, basically, if you ask anybody. Now, the Bears' leading scorer is a 6'7", 205-pound guard, Andre Stojakovic, who is averaging 20.3 points per game, 4.3 rebounds, and 1.6 assists. He's shooting 46.2% from the floor and 35.1% from 3. Cal's leading rebounder is the 6'9", 250-pound Mady Sissoko, who is averaging 6.9 rebounds per game to go along with 6.3 points. He's shooting 61.4% from the floor, but is only a 54.5% free throw shooter. Might come in handy a little bit later in the game. And their leading assist man is the 5'11", 165-pound guard, Jovan Blacksher Jr., who is averaging 2.9 assists to 2.2 turnovers. Not very good, but he's also contributing 10.8 points per game and 1.9 rebounds. Now, the Heels are coming off of a 63-61 barn burner against the Wolf Sack of Little Bro U, where Ian Jackson scored 21 points and Jalen Washington recorded a double-double by posting 11 points and 12 rebounds, but it was the game-saving block at the end of the game and the Wolfies down toward the state bench as time expired that really put the icing on the proverbial cake in that basketball game. Now, the North Carolina Tar Heels are led by head coach Hubert Davis, who is 89-37 in his 4th year in Chapel Hill, which is good for a .706 win percentage. The Heels' leading scorer is still the 6', 180-pound senior guard R.J. Davis, who is averaging 17.8 points per game, 3.9 rebounds, and 4 assists with that. He's shooting 38.6% from the floor and 28.1% from 3. Their leading rebounder is a 6'10", 235-pound forward, Jalen Washington, who was averaging 5.2 rebounds per game to go along with 6.2 points, and he's shooting 58.9% from the floor. Great job finishing around the rim as of late. And the leading assist man is the 6'1", 180-pound sophomore point guard, Elliot Cadeau, who's averaging 6.1 assists to 3.1 turnovers per game, almost 2-to-1, which, like I said, that's the standard, the bare minimum, 2-to-1. But he's also contributing 10.1 points per game and 2.9 rebounds while shooting 43.2% from the floor and 26.7% from three. Now, Cal is averaging 77 points per game themselves, and they're giving up 75.5. Carolina, on the other hand, is scoring 83.2 points per game and giving up 77.4. Now, Carolina also averages more boards, more assists, more blocks, and more steals. So, now that we've taken a look at the individual and team statistics, let's take a look at Russ's 3 keys to a Tar Heel victory. And key number 1 is this: Powell on Stojakovic. Drake Powell only gives up an inch to Andre and is known for being one of the better defenders on this UNC basketball team, arguably the best on-the-ball defender on this UNC basketball team. And despite him being a freshman, if I'm Hubert Davis, I am solely tasking him with attempting to limit Stojakovic as much as possible and to stay on his hip everywhere he goes. If Drake can figuratively put the clamps on Andre, Carolina will have an excellent chance at getting the W in this one. Key number 2, Ian the Great. Since the CBS Sports loss to Florida, Carolina is 5-1 in their last 6 games, and Captain Jack has scored 20 plus in 5 of those last 6 games. To be precise, my guy is averaging 23.3 points per game during that span. Have to run the offense through Ian. I cannot stress that enough. Dude is an absolute scorer, and he has done such an amazing job of growing in comfortability with playing with this team. In that span that I just mentioned, he's averaging 8 made field goals to 14.67 attempts, which is good for 55% from the floor. And from beyond the arc, he's got 18 makes to 42 attempts. That's 43% from beyond the arc. Those are phenomenal numbers for a true freshman. Feed him! Feed him! And key number 3, hammer down, bro. Carolina has had massive issues with extending leads to put teams away this year. Look no further than the multiple times UNC was leading the Wolfsack by 8 or 9 just a couple of days ago and figuratively was unable to just stomp them out. While I do expect the Heels to be in a ton of really close basketball games throughout the remainder of this ACC slate, it sure would be nice to get another SMU-like game where Carolina takes control early and the game is never in doubt. When you get up, bro, just hammer down and take Cal's fight out of them from the opening tip. And that'll take us to the prediction portion of the show. Now, as always, I like to first look at the ESPN matchup indicator, which gives the Heels a 92.5% chance at beating the Bears in this one. Carolina has got to contain Andre Stojakovic, which, like I talked about earlier, should be a great defensive assignment for Drake Powell. If UNC can limit Stojakovic, which I think Powell has the capability of doing that, then Cal will figuratively be playing with one arm behind their back. The question is, can the Heels put the clamps down on him? My score prediction is this: California, 67. The North Carolina Tar Heels, 80. And the Heels get out of there with a double-digit win, man. I think Ian feasts in this game once again, and I have a feeling that we're going to see another strong performance from Elliot Cadeau and Jalen Washington as well. And that's what I'm really excited about seeing, man. The confidence gained from that performance at the Lenovo Center in Raleigh against the bad guys. So you let me know what you think about my score prediction and this basketball game down in the comment section, Tar Heel Nation. And if there's any Cal Bears out there, please feel free to comment as well, man. Give me your score prediction so we can chop it up. If you haven't already, do me a solid, man. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And you already know, baby, it's a great day to be a Tar Heel. We will see you at the watch party on Wednesday. Go Heels, baby.